I see you don't mind for a little story, don't you? Let's read it. Sometime in between the egg thing and Stupid FNAF Plush Fricks, episode 217, Unknown Seekers. To get caught up on my FNAF Plus series, my YouTube channel is LowJoyRedBlue. Yes, my profile is a Cheez-It. There's a playlist called Stupid FNAF Plush Fricks, lore explained. Thanks. David is a Dr. Pepper bottle, missing the Dr. Pepper logo, who's filled with gray sand, and has a drawn-on Sharpie face. Joey isn't just me, but is also an in-universe character. Inanimate objects are sentient and alive, blah blah blah. Just a quick recap so the context makes more sense. The series is based on a popular indie horror game series called Five Nights at Freddy's, and this story is heavily based off of the several fan-made versions of the series, such as A Special Strike. If you don't know much about FNAF, or my stupid FNAF Plus Frick series, then most things in here won't make sense. Right at the start, a plane explodes and is shot down by a missile in this cloudy, overcast day. The fighter jet that eliminated the R1 was flying through thick fog about 30 feet above the water and flies right under a bridge going almost Mach 1. The jet suddenly pulls up and shoots down a jet about a mile above. Now, not even a fraction of a mile, as the jet zooms past the aircraft remains. Inside the cockpit is Nightmare Foxy. Test over, says a familiar voice, as it's revealed that this was just an engine simulation room with the front of a fighter jet inside of the room filled with invisible LED lasers. Nightmare Foxy steps down from the cockpit as David helps him down. Okay, Tom Cruise, let's get you down. Nightmare Foxy steps on the floor and asks David, "How was it?" David replies with, "Excellent, Foxy. Very, very excellent." "Wow!" cries Nightmare Foxy in amusement. The two leave the room and enter a hallway within the engine base, buried under the house and the cabin. David takes Nightmare Foxy to a room nearby the ILL simulated room they were just in, and shows him this giant computer with a bunch of screens. Most of them having a bunch of code in a light blue color that brightened only David's computer desk in light blue fluorescent light, but the rest of the room was pitch black like a void. David clears his throat despite not having one. Remember Foxy? Look. David's fake face points up to the largest screen, which displays a light blue flashback of how Nightmare Foxy flew. On the bottom left of the screen, there is a very clear number that reads score 100 out of 100. "Whoa," says Nightmare Foxy as he stares at his scores in a good mix of shock and surprise. "Yes, whoa," says David, impressed. "Nightmare Foxy, this is huge. Not only for us, but the whole world. Because in order to be able to fend off Bill Cipher and the egg droids, we still don't know where they came from, or most of them," explains David. Nightmare Foxy responds, "Able to fend off, huh? You sort of dialogue skipped." "Okay," David sighs. "In order to keep Bill and the eggs at bay, you can stop them from causing any more harm by flying and shooting them down accurately." "But David, how could I alone handle Bill Cipher?" "Oh, well, I mean, you'll do fine." "I don't like where this is going, David." "Oh, you don't have to, Foxy." David and Nightmare Foxy roam through the hall and up the stairwell that leads straight up to the dirt pit that leads up to the house's driveway. Meanwhile, deep back underground, an engine agent called Agent Blue, who is a blue-colored pencil, was inside a giant complex in the shape of a hollow cylinder that surrounds the old Cubicles office building Mr. Oldblade used to own. Agent Blue talks to Agent Yellow about why all the other agents are investigating the Cubicles building now. So, what's inside the building? Blue asks. I'm not exactly sure, says Yellow. I've never been in there before. Only the assigned people to investigate are allowed in there. Blue then turns and looks at Yellow. I guess I can check it out. I'm gonna be back in like 10ish minutes. Blue hops toward an exit door that leads to a bridge that leads inside an old office cubicles building. Just as Yellow was gonna watch him through the mostly only windowed wall, she heard a very distinct sound. It sounded like someone rapidly hitting a long cable, just like how they made the sound effects of blasters from Star Wars. Yellow sees a humanoid figure wearing heavy Kevlar armor crash through a window after using a cord cable attached to their rifle on the other side of the cylinder indoor building. Suddenly, a guy crashed through the window she was looking through and started spreading some hot iron. Yellow ducked behind the table leg as the human agents were dying left, right, and center. The intruders went around the cylinder and causing havoc. Yellow went up to the broken glass once the room was clear. She looked through the broken glass and at the building in the center. Blue! Intruders! Yelled Yellow. There was no response. Yellow looked around and saw the mysterious people invading. David, Joey, Gator 74, and Cup bust in the engine cylinder to stop the invaders. Cup steals a shooter, teleports him to the ceiling of the center room, then drops him as the guy falls past the office building and hits the smooth concrete floor 250 feet of falling later. David and Joey take out a guy with a gun, and Joey knocks out the invader cold after stealing his rifle and critically busting his head while swinging the rifle. David lays on his side and rolls toward the second-to-last invader at 25 miles per hour and rams his foot. The intruder lost track of where David is. David yoinks off the guy's helmet, revealing a normal person we have never seen before. David hops on his head and looks down at his face while holding the invader's helmet. YGIO, it's time to go, says David as he knocks out the guy with his own helmet and falls backwards, crushing through a window and falling to his death. Gator 74 finds Yellow, and the two see the last intruder. Gator 74 flings Yellow, stabbing into the intruder as Gator 74 bites the guy's leg and rolls over, breaking the intruder's foot. Just as the intruder was about to shoot Gator 74, Yellow yanks herself out of his chest, leaps at his rifle, knocking it out of his hand. The intruder slowly bleeds out and collapses on the ground. David is worried that someone is spying on them. Someone else than Bill Cipher. So he takes everyone back up to the surface.